Hi, today I'm going to read a part of this book. Is sensitive. Its name is sensitive and it's about hypersensitive people. So first of all, what I have to do is to um, define some words like sensitivity, the title of the book. Sensitivity means how deeply you perceive and respond to the world, both your physical and your emotional environments. The more deeply your brain processes information, the more sensitive you are. A more accurate word for sensitive might be responsive. If you are sensitive, it's part of who you are. Sensitive people cannot stop being sensitive, nor should they. Instead, society should recognize that sensitivity comes with many gifts such as creativity, deep thinking, empathy, and attention to detail. These traits are advantages in science, business, the arts, academia, leadership, and any other area of life that rewards a keen, careful mind. But the part that was interesting to me is this part about the relationship of sensitive people with narcissists and other toxic people. So let's start with this part. If you find yourself in a relationship with a narcissist or another type of abusive or controlling person, you may not be able to put a name to what you are experiencing, but you have a nagging feeling that something isn't quite right. Narcissists believe they are superior to other people, although this attitude may show in subtle ways. They may, for example, ignore expert advice or be overly critical for the restaurant service. Narcissists lack empathy, even for their friends and family, and they believe they are entitled to attention, success, and special treatment. Ask anyone who is a highly sensitive person, and they will tell you that at some point in their lives they have been in a relationship with a narcissist, explains Deborah Ward, author of Sense and Sensitivity. Most did not know it at the time, but increasingly they began to feel taken advantage of, used, and wondered how to get out. Even though you may feel a strong connection to this person, especially at first, a relationship with a narcissist will inherently lack real intimacy and meaning. At first, this person may be charming, funny, and profoundly interested in you, but as time goes on, you feel exhausted, controlled, manipulated, or confused. Then, the harder you try to fix the relationship, the worse it gets. Sensitive people don't consciously choose this kind of partnerships or friendships, but they are especially at risk for them because of their empathy. Sensitive people are acutely aware of other people's emotions. They often consciously or unconsciously work to make others feel comfortable, and narcissists love being on the receiving end of such attention and care. When narcissists share stories of trauma or wounds from their childhood, sensitive people want to help, including helping them process their buried emotions, of which the narcissist has many. In the narcissist's eyes, it's a match made in heaven. Healthy boundaries are an important part of any relationship, but they are even more important when you are dealing with a narcissist or another controlling person. First, you must get very clear on what you want to happen or what boundary you are trying to enforce, explains Sharon Martin, a psychotherapist who specializes in helping people create healthy relationships. Narcissists especially will work to throw you off balance and keep you confused using gaslighting, lies, or other manipulative tactics. Write down your boundary so you don't lose sight of what needs to happen. Then communicate your boundary clearly, calmly, and consistently. Stick to the facts and don't blame, over-explain, or defend yourself. Even when the narcissist gets upset and throws emotional grenades, which are attempts to bait you into conflict. Unfortunately, all too often, controlling people won't respect your boundaries. That's a big part of what makes them controlling in the first place. That's when it's time to consider your other option. Martin says, is the boundary negotiable? Some boundaries are more important than others. So consider what behavior you are willing to accept and what behavior is a complete no-go. Compromise and flexibility are good things if the other person is also willing to make changes. But if someone repeatedly discards your most important boundaries, you have to consider how long you are willing to accept such mistreatment. I've seen people accept disrespect and abuse for years and years, hoping a toxic person will change, only to look back in hindsight to see that this person had no intention of changing or respecting boundaries. Notes Martin. At this point, you have to choose to either accept their behavior as is or disengage from the relationship. Forcing other people to change never works. That's where a practice called loving detachment can help. When you detach, you make a conscious decision to stop trying to change the other person or control the outcome of the situation. Detaching doesn't mean you don't care about them. It means you're choosing to be realistic about the relationship and show compassion to yourself. Martin says you can practice loving detachment in these ways: letting them make their own choice and deal with the consequences of their actions; responding in a different way, such as shrugging off a rude comment or making a joke of it instead of taking it personally, and thereby changing the dynamics of the interaction; choosing not to participate in the same old arguments or taking a break from an unproductive conversation; saying no to invitations to spend time with them; leaving an uncomfortable or dangerous situation. And if you think there is even a slight chance that you are dealing with a narcissist, you should find several trustworthy people, such as friends, a therapist, or members of a support group to talk with. Narcissistic and toxic people are skilled at getting us to doubt ourselves and our intuition, Martin says. As a result, many people spend a lot of time second guessing whether the person is truly toxic or whether they are overreacting or maybe even causing the person to behave poorly. That's really sad because um, it happens in the toxic relationships that sometimes you are so confused and you don't know if you are the reason of this conflict that is happening, or they really misbehaved and they really didn't care about your boundaries. So that's really, really sad. Although sensitive people read others well and have a strong intuition, they may have been conditioned over time not to trust their gut impressions, because the toughness myth says that emotions are weak. Narcissists especially like to mess with your head and attempt to scramble your otherwise reliable intuition. That's why it's crucial to develop a support network that can help you see things for what they truly are. You always have a choice when it comes to a narcissist and other controlling people, even though they may make you believe you don't. Sometimes the only way to protect yourself is to stop spending time with them. When you choose to limit contact with them or break things off completely, it isn't meant to punish them. It's a form of self-compassion. If someone is hurting you, whether physically or emotionally, you owe it to yourself to put some space between yourself and this person. I really like this part of the book because I think it's a part of many girls and boys' experience in relationships. And I must say that English is not my native language, so if I make some grammatical or pronunciation mistakes, that is the reason. And thank you.